Hey everybody, it's Erin Reed from Erin Reed Makes, and today we're going to talk about crafty storage. Now I have this big wall unit that you see behind me, and I have a little bit of storage on my desk and also beside my desk. But truthfully, it's just not enough. I work with a ton of companies, and lots of the items I have, sometimes they're bigger, and I also collect jars and other items that I use and repurpose. But where do I store it all? Well, I had to move a little bit into the spare room. So let's join me in my spare room. And I didn't even use it all. It's still a functioning spare room, and how I've gotten some space-saving ideas to how to store your crafty items and also tips on how to purge right now. So here is my spare bedroom, or a corner of it. Here you can see a little bit of the bed and the window. And as you can tell, I've taken a couple of different old bookshelves and end tables that truly it was about to like, hey, what are we going to use these for? They were from the kids' rooms, or they were in a hallway in our first house. We just really didn't use them. So I put them in here in a corner, which still allowed you to get to the other side of the bed, but it also allowed you to have a lot of storage because there's a lot of shelf space on there. So I put a lot of my extra adhesives, I put a lot of my extra paints, a lot of my extra mediums. I also obviously have a lot of my ribbons in here, and I have a deflective storage unit on both of these. And truthfully, they're kind of clean right now because my parents just came and stayed with us. So I've cleaned them out. It's also a great way to purge. So here's my tip to you. If you put it inside of a unit, if you put it inside like a deflecto bin, or if you have it inside of a shelf, beyond an unopened adhesive or unopened paint, if you haven't touched it in over a year and a half, good chance you probably aren't going to be using it. So it's probably a good time to say bye-bye to that item. Oh, over here is another special way to kind of help store some stuff. I also use this as my decor of all my pieces I've made over the past little while, but I have a hanging wall storage unit. So this hanging wall storage unit is great because I actually take all the items out of it. I store things in there that I don't keep on my desk or in my craft room, but I need to use, like a tripod or my etching solution or a couple of craft kits I haven't done yet. And I've actually just gone through and cleaned everything out of here because my parents use this as extra storage for themselves when they were staying at my house over, well, I was at Creativation actually. And then I have taken over the entire closet. So here is the closet. So I know I work with felt. I work with a lot of felt. And so this is where I have my felt storage. I'm showing you guys what's real life. This is what it looks like pretty much all the time. The white bin on top is where I keep all my scraps. So I don't throw away my felt. So when I'm done using it, I just keep the bits and pieces in here. It sits on top, and then I have color coordinated of all my felts are here. And the bin next to it, which actually sticks a little bit further out and it's kind of propped up against the wall, is all my yarns and trimmings and things like that. There's a big bag right there full of a whole bunch of extra notions and trims and things. And then down below, I have more storage. I've utilized the entire closet. So I added an extra shelf in the middle of all this. So compared to the floor, which had a lot, I was like, I need to make this higher because I've got things that can go too high. So I built this wooden shelf, put it in there. And as you can tell, I've got a lot of my Xyron pieces stored in here. I have an extra Sizzix in here. The tall container that looks like it's a scrapbook unit, that is actually for all my stencils. They fit in there, nice and organized. All my jars are in here. Take a look at my jars. It's my jar collection. Tell you I'm a hoarder of jars. An actual little iris thing in the back, the iris storage. That is actually my daughter's scrapbook stuff. She wanted to keep it, so at one point we'll get rid of it when she's not interested anymore. My next project is actually to put a storage on the inside door so I can have something hanging from the inside. So instead of just hanging everything from the ground, I want to get another one where I can hang from the inside and even store more things that way. And then if I see them, I'm more likely to use them. That's kind of my thought process. So I've only taken up a small corner of the actual room. And if you hear noises in the background, it's the puppy invading the room. Let's see if I can get him on camera here in a minute. So as you can see, I just have lots and lots of storage, lots of my paints, lots of my mediums, there's a bag. Yes, I do have some bags on the floor as well because I still haven't put everything away, but it's great because I just came back from Creativation and I have all of these new supplies that I need to find in a new home. So now I have all this extra space, specifically in these ones behind me that I've purged, and I took them to a local Goodwill that we have here in Austin, and it's not really Goodwill, it's a Goodwill for crafts, and basically it's just a repurposed area for the Austin peoples. So I had to pick up the puppy because he was just making too much noise. So this is our new puppy. This is Major. Say hi, Major. Hi. Yeah. He's 2 months old and he's a handful, let me tell you. So thank you so much for joining me in my extra storage in a small space and some tips and tricks on how to purge. Thanks so much. Don't forget to subscribe. Major and I are going to say bye-bye now. Bye, everybody.